On the day of Ashura, when most of the companions of Imam Hussein had been martyred, the wails and sighs of the womenfolk and children could be heard from the camp of Imam Hussein. Given that most of the family members of the Imam had not had access to water for 3 days, their thirst was becoming more and more unbearable. Knowing that most of their men had been killed only increased their pain and sorrow. During this moment, Lady Zainab, the sister of Imam Hussein, called upon the Imam and asked him to see the state of a young suckling baby. This baby was the 6-month-old son of Imam Hussein. His name was Abdullah, but he is more popularly known in some cultures as Ali al-Asghar, or the younger Ali. As Imam Hussein came to the tent to see the state of his child, he saw that the child's mouth was extremely dry, and all he needed was a little water to quench his thirst. Lady Zainab asked Imam Hussein to take the baby and to ask the enemies to at least give the young child some drops of water. The innocence and suffering of the baby was, after all, incontrovertible, and it was a natural assumption that the enemies would have an ounce of mercy in their hearts and quench his thirst. The Imam took this child in his arms and carried him out of the tent. He presented him to the enemy soldiers and said, "O people, you have killed my companions, my friends, and my household, and now only this infant has remained who is wailing for water. If you do not pity me, at least pity this young one. Give him some water for quenching his thirst." The Imam, as a father to this child, must have been in utter agony and gloom. He was looking at his baby crying from thirst, and yet was unable to get him some water. As the Imam was still in the middle of his speech, asking the enemies to give the suckling baby some water, the commander of the enemy forces, Umar ibn Sa'd, ordered one of his archers, by the name of Harmala ibn Kahil al-Asadi, to shoot an arrow at the child, and thereby cut off the speech of the Imam. This accursed man obeyed the orders of Ibn Sa'd. He used one of his heaviest and strongest arrows to shoot at the child, and he pierced the baby's neck. This was indeed one of the most difficult moments for Imam Hussein on Ashura. He struggled back to the tents, wondering what he would tell his womenfolk, who were hoping that the baby would come back with his thirst quenched.